You guys are starting to be aware of something around your planet as the second moon. It brings masculine energy. It helped me to bring to the channel my own frequency. I would like to introduce the idea of today of default mode. Many of you wake up in the day and jump in that default mode of human. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to eat, I have to drink, I have to sleep, I have to have a nap, I need to call friends. We'd like to introduce you to a different level, a little bit higher than that, because this is where we are. This is where we connect with you. This is where the party of your bigger family, it started. We like to kick your ass a little bit higher, that you can come to us as we can come to you and start to have different interaction. You understand? We are very close to you. We're not so far. We're not locking or blocking anything anymore. We're just waiting you to make the step. Go outside and go in nature, connect with waterfall, the trees, the wind. The wind is very special on your planet. It's talking a lot. But you must bring that energy when you go home. When you start to go outside at night, watch the moon. If you see a bright light flashing, it will be a sign of me outside of the base, flashing to Earth. For the people who resonate with that.
Greetings and good day. This is The Channeled Truth. I'm your host, Thomas Leichardt, and I'm a channeler myself, and I love exploring the works of Seth and Jane Roberts, Abraham-Hicks, and Bashar. And with me today, we have a very special guest that has been on the show many times. I think I counted up to 10 episodes already. And so today, he is going to bring to us a connection to the Yahyel. Now, you might know him as having channeled Raven in the past, but today we are going to connect with Raven's brother, which is Jack. And so without further ado, let's bring Patrick onto the show. Patrick, thanks so much for coming on again.
Thank you, Tom. I think it was just a timing, and the timing is right today. Thank you to be there. It's a good time. I think we have to go. It's kind of buzzing me right now. I have to allow them to speak.
Yeah, so let's just get right into it if you're ready to drop into the channeling state, and then we can have any discussions or explanations later.
All right, thank you. We'll see you soon.
See you on the other side.
Okay. Hey, Tom, that's Raven. How you doing?
Hi, Raven. It's been a long time for our time-space reality.
It has been a long time for you, not for us, but I have to bring my feminine energy right now to present my brother to you. Are you ready?
Oh, yes, I'm ready.
All right. Well, my friend, good day to you.
Good day.
We're waiting for this for a bit.
Indeed.
We don't know if the transmission will be as your Earth time, 20, 30, 40 minutes, maybe 200 hours. Let's begin with something. I will thank you, my sister. My sister, it's pretty good to connect with the channel as the feminine energy as you speak in your planet. But right now, the reason, the timing, the synchronicity today, the fact I can bring and speak to you is involving many things. First, you guys are starting to be aware of something around your planet as the second moon. It brings masculine energy. It helped me to bring to the channel my own frequency. Last week, I show up in the sky, connecting with the channel to see everything was okay. This is the beginning of something, a bigger family. Because the bigger family want to speak to you, speak to others, if you're willing to open up. This is why we're coming back. Many information, specialist contact, different phase of different civilization was there for a long time, but now we can play our own role. We thank you for that because in some sense, you call for us. I would like to introduce the idea of today of default mode. Many of you wake up in the day and jump in that default mode of human. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to eat, I have to drink, I have to sleep, I have to have a nap, I need to call friends. We like to introduce you to a different level, a little bit higher than that, because this is where we are. This is where we connect with you. This is where the party of your bigger family, it started. You understand the default mode, my friend?
Oh yeah, I've been going through a major reset lately, coming out of a certain kind of a default mode into a much higher consciousness level.
Thank you. It's nothing wrong with that. It's just to help you to kick yourself out of it, because in that, it's only a default, the way you're supposed to be as human. That's just a program, a belief again. We like to kick your ass a little bit higher, that you can come to us as we can come to you and start to have different interaction. You understand?
Yeah, for sure. I've been noticing just all kinds of new realms opening up much more regularly, just because every day I'm making that intention to shift out of that, the story mode, I like to call it. It's just getting caught in the story of, this person did that, I'm doing this, and they're doing that back, and just getting out of that and just more into consciousness.
Thank you. You understand that. And it's very important because action, again, action will kick you out of that mode and bring you close to us. Because you know that you have a large family in space, as you call it. But we are very close to you. We're not so far. We're not locking or blocking anything anymore. We're just waiting you to make the step. I am right now part in the moon because we have base on the moon as the Yahyel. I am part of the Phoenix Light. I have a different job, if you want to say that way. Compare my sister. My sister in more in nature connection with different being on Earth. Me, I am more a space male dealing with children. But I will be able to introduce myself more to you from now. You understand the second moon. If you go look around, NASA pick up on a meteorite going around your planet. And in the future, near future, we'll call a second moon. I think many people hear that before. You're still there, friend.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm just trying not to interrupt, but yeah, that has been coming in through Bashar's transmissions, but I haven't really heard it in the collective consciousness really yet.
Look around, my friend. It's coming. They found out. But basically, it was an introduction. You have any question? Let's begin with a little start from now and see how the collective responds to that.
Yeah, so first question, you mentioned that Raven is a little bit more involved with planetary connection and you're involved with more space connection. So is there anything more you can expand on that?
When she was a child, she was more in space, but she decided to keep going his own training, as you say, training on Earth to go with different level of nature. This is why those people who choose to go deeper in nature kind of change the way they look like. And for me, my eyes, it's the same. I have black eyes. Both eyes are black. When she's changing in a different level from Earth frequency, this is why she looked what she looked. But she still looked like human.
Very good. And as I've said earlier, like I've been going through quite a powerful reset, getting out of the story mind and getting out of just that day-to-day stuff and really falling into consciousness more. And I've been noticing I've had more peeks in from the hybrid children, which was pleasant for sure. And the pixie realm too. Like, I don't know why, but for some reason I keep tapping into the pixie, nature spirit dimension as well quite a bit. So is there any commentary you have on that?
Well, as you know, going in nature and connect with plants will kick you out of that mode, bring you more flow with the energy. And yes, you will encounter and connect with different things from nature.
Yeah, I find that it's something that happens when I'm just more in that lighthearted, higher vibrational state and just kind of receptive, and it's a very playful energy. And I feel like that frequency band of the fairy or the pixie realm is actually helping me to tap into that more like the Yahyel kind of hybrid children kind of realm as well. So maybe you have some things to say about that for me or for the viewers out there.
But the children are more geared to the nature frequency, you understand? Like the fact that you go outside and go in nature, connect with waterfall, the trees, the wind. The wind is very special on your planet. It's talking a lot. But you must bring that energy when you go home and understand that you didn't lose that connection, but don't follow into that default mode again. Again, it's not negative, it's not a judgment, but stay in that feeling of nature. Bring plants in your house, touch the soil, be in that movement of action with that.
Awesome. So I'm sure some of the viewers out there would be super curious about any potential timeline. I know you can't predict the future, of course, but in terms of interactions with the Yahyel and the human family, like, do you see mass consciousness, going through certain portals or timings where things will become much more accessible?
Oh yes, the people going out of the default mode will find us. When you start to go outside at night, watch the moon. If you see a bright light flashing, it will be a sign of me outside of the base, flashing to Earth. For the people who resonate with that.
You're saying something coming off of the moon?
Yes.
And Patrick mentioned recently, even on this episode, that he had a sighting recently that he saw, there was a connection. And so was this the Tic Tac shaped UFOs that are commonly seen? And was that you and or Raven or any other aspects of the family that we know?
It was not Raven, it was me. And I'm allowed to fly close to Earth now than before. Because the connection is starting to be more and more natural. This is why the channel have many dreams about the moon, because I invite him there. He didn't realize I was with him, but he will in time. I was the one actually bring him home from a trip that he didn't really like at first. It was too fast, too quick for him.
Yeah, someday we should get Patrick to recount his adventure, the out-of-body moon adventure, perhaps at the end of this episode. But also, Patrick recently built a kind of sacred geometrical form and shape in his yard, and he creates these three-dimensional sacred geometric pieces of art, for lack of better terms. I feel like they're kind of like resonators. So is there some kind of connection there between him creating that art or us connecting to sacred geometry that helps amplify these kind of connections that you can speak about?
Yes, it was a gift from us to him to create balance for anyone who want to connect with that geometry. And lately, he had another symbol into it. Maybe he didn't show it to you, but he might be able to show it you now. Like with time, they will have different symbol in the center of that sphere. That means the center's filling itself up. That means in your bubble reality, it will be more available to different frequency that you can tap with us. And this is not a joke right now. We're coming down. We're coming down more and more.
Yes, it really reminds me of the Sedona vortex array that Bashar spoke of some time ago. When I look at Patrick's art piece, it just seems like he's constructing something of a similar vibration where it's pulling in all these different archetypal energies and kind of grounding them together, so to speak, or creating a portal or a link or a way to connect between these different dimensional planes, if that makes sense.
It is, space and time, distance, and it's an illusion. Let's say that you have helped to bring that frequency close to his house, because you can use portal everywhere you want to when you understand to bring that thing and bring yourself there.
Yeah, and I understand we all have our different permission slips. For me, meditation has really been doing it and just connecting upwards and letting go of the story, as I've been saying. But I know everybody else, everyone has a different way or method or tool or permission slip to connect into that energy. But is there anything besides spending time in nature? Are there any kind of hints or clues you might leave for people to explore different permission
Well,
slips?
I'm going to say something that my sister told people before. Contraction and expansion, when you're in nature, will open some door.
Right.
Because little action, little contraction, little action shift you to a different reality, you see? And make you a different human being and a different experience. Same thing if you want something to drink, you have to go to the store. You have to walk or take your car. If you're shifting your reality, movement, until you get that something you want to drink. If not, you're going to sit home and nothing will happen. You understand that?
Right, you have to initiate some sort of
Yes. You don't
movement.
have to do a lot, but small movement is enough. This is why she explained the contraction and the expansion change many things within your field.
Yeah, I totally relate to that because of Qigong. We use the posture, the breath, and the intention combined to create change. Yeah.
There you go. My friend, it's time for me to go, but I will come back. I promise I will come back.
Great. I tried to ask as many good questions as I could while we had you. So thanks for coming. And thank you, Raven, if you're still out there listening. And let's do this again.
Thank you so much. See you next time.
Great.
Ow.
And welcome back, Patrick.
Hey, Tom.
How was that for you?
I'm going to have to listen to that recording.
You didn't hear much of it yourself, huh?
I was in the moon.
Oh, what did you see? Like, what was your experience like?
Yeah, the structure, the soil, and the texture of the rock, like dust, it's so different.
What was your feeling like? Did you feel like vibration, or did you feel peace or excitement or any quality?
I feel myself move out of the way, but very and peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like that balance. It's more balanced right now, you see?
Well, maybe that's why Raven came in right with Jack, like to kind of create a balance, right?
Yes, it looked like it's important inside of us, that balance. And it looked like we cannot have that human without it, you see?
Well, it's the realm of polarity and balancing, right? With the Trinity point being that balance in between, like the infinity, right? You have the balance point and the polarity, which is part of the oneness, right?
No, exactly. But this is pretty fantastic. But like I said 2 weeks ago, I was looking outside with somebody else and we just watched a satellite moving, at some specific time you see satellites going.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point I just turned around and I saw that little white thing. It was hard to say if it's round or a circular, whatever. It was white and it become green. And the other person said, "Hey, do you see it?" She said, "Yeah, I see it." I said, "All right." But at the second, it moved from that spot to this spot pretty quick, maybe 500 feet. And he stopped there, same thing, white, and started to be green. And again, he moved again another 500 feet like that. And the third time, it glowed, and it just moved out from space, like poof.
Right.
And I was like, that's not a satellite.
Yeah, they don't move at right angles to themselves, right?
No. When you see that thing turn just like poof, it's just like, okay, it's something else, And the same night, I started to have a dream with Raven and another being, and she kind of come back in my mind and my dream, and after that, Jack started to talk to me and bring stuff, and I think it's a beautiful beginning with different way. because they want to interact. They want to be there. But people have to step out of their day to day, what they believe it's really there, you see?
Yeah, that's what's been powerful for me lately is just, as I've been saying, is like just noticing that when I start getting into the story and then just realizing, wait a minute, like I'm just like creating this drama in my head and it's like, it doesn't even make sense, right? It's like stepping out of that and it's just like going up a staircase, you know what I mean? Just take a couple of stairs higher and get a higher vantage point. You kind of get out of the clouds of the mind where there's just constant story going and reaction, counter reaction, and plotting and scheming and wondering and worrying and trying to figure things out. It's like just a couple stairs higher and it's like it just gets more clear and just more peaceful and just you see more, right? The higher you're on the staircase, it's like you can actually see more, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, no,
you
it's
see more and you think differently, you see?
yeah,
But
exactly.
what you describe, it's many people's going to those things, you know? You know, it's like we have those moments and those moments are leading us somewhere else, somewhere, but it's the learning to get out of it, you see?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Jack was talking about the default mode, it's like when I'm coming out of these stories, I realize I've been in it for my whole life, right? It's like, sometimes the characters change, but it's always just drama, right? Human drama. And I'm like, oh, it just feels so good to step out of that and to realize that I can. And also just realizing that looking back, it's like, okay, it's no judgment. It's not like worse or better, like a value judgment. It's just higher, like perspectively, it's just a higher state of vibration. Doesn't make it any better or the other one worse. And part of that ascension is actually letting go of the judgment, right? Because the
Yeah,
judge,
yeah, it's true. It's
you know
true.
what I mean?
It's true. Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah, but what about would you be interested in sharing a little bit about your moon story, or do you want to save that for another time?
All right now, yeah, maybe we can do it next time with maybe we can ask Jack if he got more information about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Patrick, thank you so much for dropping into the channeling state again. It's lovely to have you back on the show. And for all the viewers out there, thank you so much for joining us on this somewhat shorter adventure, but may it be a beginning into greater and bigger things. And may these episodes help you connect to more of your aspect selves and your other versions of yourself and higher vibrations. May you step up the staircase as well and join us, join the party in this higher dimensional plane. And with that, we will send you off and wish you a beautiful, glorious, and a fond good day.